Hi friends, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel called Puerto Vallarta. I'm happy to inform you that we reached more than 4,000 subscribers, and for celebrate that, I'm gonna introduce a new way to contact with me or to give you more content, and this is the podcast. I'm gonna be the podcast. This is gonna be the first one, and I'm very happy to do that because we are growing with now more than 4,000 subscribers. So here in the podcast, I want to, talk about more, more normal talk. And if you want to ask me, you can write me on the video description about what you want to hear with me or talk about in the next episode. And later, maybe I'm going to upload this podcast on I don't know, like Spotify or Apple Podcast or Google Podcasts. I don't know. I will see how this works, but now it's adding to the live stream, the YouTube videos, and now the podcast right now. It makes sense to do this because we're growing. More and more people are asking stuff like normal question about the weather, about renting, about buying a house or a property, or the cost of living, or a lot of question about Puerto Vallarta and what's going on. So I'm introduce today this new way to contact with you. There is no video, only sounds and just a little image on the video. So later you can enjoy the chat or the talk on your car on the way to your work, and stay like update about what's going on in Puerto Vallarta. I promise to do this more often than the videos. It's a cheaper way to make contact the podcast, I think, for me. But now obviously I have more the tools. I'm been growing since that I starting here in YouTube with at the beginning I was working only with an iPad, doing with the video with an iPad. Terrible audio, terrible sound. It shake all the video with the camera, has not a good stabilization on the iPad. Then the worst happened, the COVID, and I in that time I need money, so I need to sell my computer or my laptop and my iPad and get some money. I have some saving, but it was not enough. The COVID collapse the economies here in all the world, in Puerto Vallarta too, but we suffer a lot here in Puerto Vallarta. So it's happened with a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs, lost their business, so it was very difficult for me. I just saw a little chance on this storm, this big storm that was COVID, and we're gonna start right now with the news about the COVID here in Mexico, because there is no all regulation, all restrictions for the COVID when happens in the beginning. It was not so much. Well, I mean, at the beginning it was very hard, like in other part of the works and in the world. I mean, but here in Mexico, the restriction was not too hard, for say. At the beginning, yes, was checkpoints to cross to Nayarit state, because we are very close to Nayarit, and the restrictions was very restrictive. I mean, very hard. It was checkpoints. If you don't belong or if you don't live on the United States, they say no, you need to come back because you don't need nothing to do here. We are on pandemic situation, and you don't need to go over there. Like the beaches were closed, the Malecon were closed, the streets were empty. It was very sad situation, very terrible situation for everybody. Banks calling you, people try to collect their money to charging you the rent. You need to pay the rent, the mortgage, you need to pay the car, and you need to buy food. It was a long lines of people waiting for food on the banks, or people who has the money here in Puerto Vallarta was very polite and educated to offer food or some groceries that you to cook. A lot of money. I mean, a lot of people was a little bit less restriction about to pay the renting, offer some discounts at the beginning. The banks then understand what was the situation, and using the mask every day for go out. But here in Puerto Vallarta was so normal. At the beginning was the fear of to get the COVID. For me was very shocking. I am a fat person. I obviously I have a lot. I'm overweighting, and right now I'm working on my health. I always was like a fat person, even when I was a kid. Yes, I grew up, and it helps me to lose weight because I was like, when my childhood was like I lose some weight, but then I stay here in Puerto Vallarta, and the life is so nice. The quality of life is amazing here, and I gained a lot of weight. So right now I'm struggling, or like fighting with obesity. In here in Puerto Vallarta, I find a lot of help of my family and friends who are now taking care about their health, doing exercise. I have a friend who is coach here in Puerto Vallarta and helps me a lot in to prevent in the future more sick. I mean, to has a condition, in the future. And right now I'm like working with my health more and taking care. And for me, it was more difficult. It was I was so anxious about the COVID, and for fat people would be more risky. A lot of circumstances or condition that the fat people could even die if you get COVID. And I was so anxious. The news every minute, every day, every time, a lot of people are getting COVID. A lot of people are dying. A lot of people need fans for keeping breathing, keeping alive. So for me, it was very stressful. I suffer a lot, and my mind was so full of these negative thoughts about COVID. And I got the COVID at the beginning in July, in when this happened in 2019 year, and I was like very, very scared. But the symptoms for me was, the worst symptom was like 5 days. After that I was okay, but I feel very, very weak, and I did the quarantine because I don't want to contaminate my mom, and because she's older, obviously, and I don't want to get to my mom get sick from me. So I just my mom has a property away from here, like 30 minutes away from here, in a place called Ixtapa. Is in the same, is belong to Puerto Vallarta, still belong to Puerto Vallarta. And I was over there, like I did the quarantine over there, and then I get recovery. But I get the I get anxious and anxiety, and right now I have like panic attacks, and I'm working on that. This is something I never told to the people, obviously, but this is like this is why I want to make this podcast. I want to connect with you more in a more personal level. Not everything is happiness, in the world. Not everything is this is the paradise, this is amazing. Every people is fighting their own battles, and it's difficult sometimes. But I want that you to know that here in Puerto Vallarta is a great place for healing, and you can stay here and you can pass a nice vacation. One of my goals as a local guide, or to make these tours or private tours, or offer you information, is to that you have a great vacation or improve your vacation. Why a lot of people coming here in Puerto Vallarta every year, and they never known about some places, or they never visit some, I don't know, restaurants, or even tacos or street food, or and they know, and they always stay here, or say, I always came here from Puerto Vallarta in the last 10 years, and I never realized that this place exists, or this great taco stand is here, just 5 minutes away from my place. So it's so amazing. So my main goal is to help you. But return about what's going on. Talking about the COVID thing. And right now in Puerto Vallarta, there is no, or in Mexico, you don't need anymore using the mask. Even in the hospitals, or in the or when you go with the doctor. Like 1 month ago, if you get an appointment with a doctor, you need to wear a mask. Right now, it's not anymore that's something that you or a restriction, so you can go in Puerto Vallarta without a mask. We are eliminated totally the wearing of a mask, except for some people who are sick, obviously, or they have some condition. But in the transportation, or public transportation, or in the airplanes, you don't need a mask anymore. Okay, so this is one of the news here in Mexico and in Puerto Vallarta. When Puerto Vallarta is like remember, Puerto Vallarta is not a big city, but it's growing very fast. So the cases for COVID is always be so low, and it always is a proportion. If you are a big city, obviously you will be more cases than in a little town. Obviously, we are not more than 300,000 people living here, but with the high season, maybe we're gonna have like 10,000 people living here, maybe, because of tourism every year. But obviously that is great. Another news is that we come back with the cruise ship season. Are coming more cruise ship right now. The Princess of the Sea, something like that, or another line, Norwegian line, something like that, and obviously the Carnival. And the Disney cruise coming again, and the cruise ship Disney is coming again. And yes, we're gonna have more customers from the cruise ship. I have even like more customers with that are coming in the cruise ship, and they want to visit Puerto Vallarta. So I recommended some kind of places that you must go, like Las Animas or Yelapa. And yes, it's coming more people from the cruise ship. Obviously, we have the people from who is renting a condo here in Puerto Vallarta or a property, and the hotels. Obviously, right now I'm watching more people around my neighborhood. That is great. People from there are in hotels, and they are like doing the scouting, something like that. They're looking for where to rent here in this area. Remember, I'm very close to the Hotel Sheraton or the Secret Hotel or Fiesta Americana. I'm very close to them. Actually, I'm going to the beaches over there. That is not the best beaches. Like for me, the Playa del Joli is one of the best beaches, but I'm like stay more. If I go to that beach, I just put my chair, my umbrella, and I'm just enjoying the view with some beer and some snack, and that's it. I don't even go to swim because it's a little bit more contaminated. The water, it's not like it's too contaminated, don't swim. No, it's not. But I don't like it. One of the best favorites or my favorite beaches, and one of the best is Playa Esmeralda. You don't need boats to get there, but it's very small. You need to go very early in the morning or go to Las Animas or Yelapa. Obviously, in between Yelapa and Las Animas, there is more beaches like Majahuitas, Caballos Beach, and more beaches like Madagascar. They are amazing. The only thing is reachable by boats. You need to rent a boat, and the prices of the boats are not very, very cheap. And well, that's the difference, but it's worth it. Once, if you're in a lifetime you came to Puerto Vallarta, once that you go to those places, that it's amazing. Like you want to go every day to those beaches, and it's something that you don't have in the downtown of Puerto Vallarta or in the tourist area in the Puerto Vallarta. It's so difficult to find those places around there. Okay. But the beaches are amazing, and the people are like scouting, looking for where to rent, how is the neighborhood, and that is amazing. And here I have every Saturday I have the flea market, El Tianguis. I think that word is a pre-Hispanic word. El Tianguis is a place to trade. Originally, a tianguis was to trade with the cacao. With the Aztecs and Mexicas, okay, and the cacao was like the coin, because the chocolate cacao is very important. Even right now, it's very, very well, right now the chocolate in the store are very expensive right now, and was very important in that time, in the colonial age of Mexico. So that was the tianguis. So we have the tianguis, and the fruits and the veggies are so cheap, and I'm gonna give you some advice. Don't battering over there. The prices are already low, because I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna tell you this story. I was on the El Tianguis, on the flea market, buying my fruits and veggies, and one foreigner, I don't know, it was from Canada or US or Europe. It could be Europe, French or Italy, something. I don't know, because their English was different. Their accent was asking like the price, the total price. They say it's 95 pesos. And like, let's leave it on 19 pesos, and the vendor say no, it's 95. No, leave it in 90 pesos. Like, no, it's 95 pesos. And these guys like get up a little bit upset because he don't receive a discount. And I was there, and it was another another lady. It was like understand a little bit the English and the situation, and I was like, look, I'm a local guy and I know what's going on here. The guy is looking for a price that is okay, but it's already low here. And the vendor says, I'm working here. I'm not the owner for doing their discounts. If I don't charge properly, I mean the right total, the money is on me. I need to I will to pay that money, that 5 pesos, and I receive the salary is not very good. So sometimes it's only for just a little bit to buy some groceries and my transportation. If you took me, that money is not worth it to came here to work. So the pay is not very nice. So you don't barter in those places. There are not souvenirs. This is not souvenir. This is not a market or full of souvenirs like in the downtown. You can barter in over there, but in a tianguis you don't. Please don't do that. The prices are already cheap. Okay, so just a little bit of piece of advice for you. If you came to here in Puerto Vallarta, the prices are very low. And another advice for you: if you renting a property and you say it's very cheap, you say it's not very cheap. You say it's expensive. Why? Because there is the phenomenon of gentrification here in Puerto Vallarta. If you are renting in our neighborhoods, not in the tourist area, and you came here to rent into long term, and you say, "Oh, it's so cheap, I can pay it," and the people gonna say, I'm gonna rise my price. The prices the next time is gonna be up, and for the locals it's gonna be the same, and we don't have your same salary in another like in another country like US or Canada. So don't say it's cheap. Say, oh, it's expensive. So it's because people obviously know that it's better to rent to a foreigner than a local, because the price is totally different, but you're gonna affect us in the long time, everybody. So in the long time, no locals gonna live here. You guys, all American and Canadians, gonna be here, and you will see any locals. If you go to a condo in the downtown in Puerto Vallarta, there is your neighborhood in the condo, there is not a local anymore. That's why, because the gentrification. Okay, so that's all for now in this podcast. I hope you enjoy it. We're gonna talk about later about more things, more story about what's happened to me with customers or in the places that I enjoy, and I'm gonna give you more recommendation. Okay, thank you very much for listening this podcast. Waiting for more often. Okay, thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to go to Vallarta Locations, my another YouTube channel for checking properties. We're gonna talk about in this podcast about the properties, the renting, the cost of living, more about here in Puerto Vallarta. Okay, and more on personal level. You will know me more. Okay, well, and don't forget to become a sponsor. You want to support me? Come on, 1 month. I have 2 levels. So support me, become a sponsor. Is in the join button, is next to the subscribe button. Okay, and subscribe and share this information if it's useful. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.